This is a mini Criminal Minds character profile on Derek Morgan. This should take maybe 5 minutes. I hope. Derek Morgan, in the from the show Criminal Minds, from 2005, currently ongoing with Criminal Minds Evolution. He was a member of the BAU, the Behavioral Analysis Unit. They would study the behavior of criminals from the cases that they were working on. Those cases that they work on, they only work on when the police invite them in to work on the case with them. Derek Morgan, he specializes in bomb reconstruction, and when they're out in the field, he tends to knock down the doors. But Derek Morgan was born on the 6th of June, 1973 in Chicago, with two sisters, his older sister Sarah and his younger sister Desiree. His father was a police officer, and when Derek was 10 years old, he witnessed his father get shot in front of him in 1983. Because of this, and having all that trauma, he had to deal with all that, but he didn't know how, so he became a troubled kid and ended up in juvie. And eventually, this local youth center really helped him get back on track, where he became a star football player in his town, as well as helping around. However, Carl Buford, the man in charge of the local youth center, who became a surrogate father to Derek Morgan at the time, he ended up taking advantage of Derek Morgan in his teenage years with sexual abuse. But with all of this, he persevered and became a pretty strong member of the BAU until later on, when he visits his hometown and visits the unmarked grave of a kid that he found as a teenager, where he went around collecting money for the gravestone. He does this, but also while he's visiting his hometown, a kid shows up dead. So then the police officer at the time ends up arresting Derek, thinking that he was the one to have murdered the child. And that's when the team finds out about his previous juvie record, which had been taken off since the charges were disputed. And then near the end of the episode, that's when the team finds out that he was sexually abused and that Carl Buford was a bad man, so he gets taken away and put to prison. But Carl Buford, he caused a lot of religious trauma for Derek as well, since when he was going through that, being taken to Carl Buford's cabin alone, being given his first drink by Carl Buford to build this trust, just for him to take it away. It's revealed that he prayed to God every day to make it stop, and yet it didn't stop, so it resulted in a very complicated relationship with religion. That's his trauma before joining the BAU. Criminal Minds, all the characters suffer some trauma before and after, before and during, while they're on their time on the team. And in the early seasons of the show, he's a womanizer. But eventually, later on in the show, he finds a woman and he settles down and they get married and they have a kid whose name is Hank Spencer Morgan. He's named after Derek's father, Hank, but the middle name Spencer, that is after the best little brother he could ask for, in reference to another character, Spencer Reid, who they have a very brotherly relationship, and Spencer Reid is obviously younger than Derek Morgan, so he is the best younger brother that you could ask for.